Happy Monday, and we're going to begin this hour with the economy and a number of new challenges for trade between the United States and Europe. Now, the World Trade Organization is expected to grant the U.S. a record award that would allow the U.S. to hit European goods with billions of dollars in tariffs. Now, we've talked a lot on the show about tariffs against China, but is the United States looking to open up another front? Well, RT correspondent Sarah Montes de Oca joins us to dig a little deeper and break it down. Sarah, is this the first time that we've heard of tariffs between the United States imposed on the EU?
Well, not exactly, Scotty, but this time the World Trade Organization, or WTO, is involved, and it serves as a global trade watchdog, and it's expected to give the United States permission to impose more tariffs on European goods. The World Trade Organization will reportedly give the U.S. the green light this week to hit Europe with tariffs on $7.5 billion worth of European goods. This is a new record set by the watchdog. The WTO found that both European plane maker Airbus and American arch rival Boeing received billions of dollars of illegal subsidies. This was the world's largest ever corporate trade dispute. The Trump administration, who has been waiting for WTO approval to slap these tariffs on goods and already has a head start. Washington wanted to impose tariffs up to 100% on European goods worth $11.2 billion, which would apply to aircraft and aerospace parts from the Airbus host nations, including Britain, France, Germany, and Spain. But $7.5 billion is still a new high. The U.S. had already published a list of $25 billion worth of goods that it plans to target, from aircraft, aerospace, wine, cheese, and some luxury goods. According to a Bloomberg report back in July, European government officials expected the tariffs to reach between $5 billion and $7 billion in retaliation rights. U.S. airlines are highly concerned and have urged the administration not to impose these tariffs, adding that it could lead to some layoffs. EU manufacturers are already dealing with U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum. Those were imported and imposed late last year, and the EU since retaliated with a 25% tariff on $3 billion worth of U.S. goods, including bourbon, corn, Harley-Davidson motorcycles. The EU will also receive retaliatory rights from the WTO, but they'll have to wait until early next year to know that exact number. The move would further disrupt global trade that's already being hurt from the ongoing U.S.-China trade war. In the latest breaking point between the world's two largest economies, Reuters exclusive reports NASDAQ said it's cracking down on its requirements on initial public offerings, or IPOs, directed at small Chinese companies by tightening restrictions and slowing down their approval, according to regulatory filings, corporate executives, and investment bankers. In June, NASDAQ said that it might delay the U.S. listing of a company that does not demonstrate a strong enough nexus to the U.S. capital markets, including having no shareholders, operations management, or board members with links to the United States. Scotty, although there's no sign that Chinese companies will be completely delisted, if that were to happen, it would affect billions of dollars in investment, but delaying these IPO approvals could really add more tension to the already escalating tit-for-tat U.S.-China trade war.
And Sarah, while we're talking about trade, you mentioned the EU, we talked about China. We also have to look at the timing with Brexit about to happen at the end of October, and that trade dispute that's going on between the UK and EU. This is probably not the news that the EU wanted at this exact time. Thank you for continuing to break it down.
Thank you, Scotty.
Now, we want to learn more about how Wall Street could be getting involved and where trade stands with China. Now, there's a lot involved in this, so we've got to bring in Christy I, who is co-host of Boom Bust here on RT America. Christy, I know you've been diligently looking at your computer all day trying to break down these numbers as this kind of came. Was this unexpected, these news, or has this sort of been the rumor that these IPOs had been kind of slowed down with the NASDAQ here in the U.S.?
Well, this was actually completely unexpected when the White House first broke the news on Friday, because now we're actually escalating into the October 10th trade talks, once again with Trump trying to exert maximum pressure with this new rumor about potentially delisting and now exerting capital controls. So basically, we went from just a pure play trade war into a currency war, and underneath all of that was this ginormous cold tech war, and now we've escalated into a capital control war. Now, this is actually really concerning because this is a whole new plane by actually exerting capital controls. The United States is essentially trying to slow down investments from the U.S. into China, which will then slow down growth, slow down development, slow down innovation in technology, which is pretty much going to try to put China down.
Shalom. Call hello Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God, by Hashem, and the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. Plus, I'm going to give a shout out to the Akim that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the names Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Also, to the confusion of faith, brothers and sisters, whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, shalom to you as well. Though you may look like one of the heathen nations, okay? The heathen nations, as I'm about to pull in the chart, right? Oh, man. Salakia. You look like one of these nations, okay? The nations 2 on down. Also, same to your lineage, okay? Goes back to one of the tribes. One of these tribes through the man. And if your spirit bear witness with this word and this truth and you can receive it, to the confusion of faith, brothers and sisters out there, if this does apply to you, you are Israelites. Though, once again, you do look like one of the heathen nations. To the few Aqua, for once again, you sisters that do listen and learn, shalom. To the elect of the nation of Israel, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who this word is going out to, shalom to you as well. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as you see on this chart, you combine, consist, and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people, the Most High Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Once again, Yahweh Shah. Okay, and this is another video. Okay, this just came out yesterday. Basically, the United States, okay, is ready to get the green light to put 7, I believe what it say in the article, another $7.5 billion of tariffs over on the EU, okay, the EU nations, okay, that's already adding on to the trade war going on between America and China, which has caused this economic slowdown that you're seeing, okay, and also let me go back real quick. They're tightening restrictions for China's IPOs, okay? So, this is just another, notch in the tensions, and it's going to, okay, lead to what? The whole economic crash and eventually to World War III, okay? And that's amazing, okay? You should hasten in the day, okay? Like the scriptures say, okay, for this place to be destroyed, man, okay? But what you seeing these heathen nations doing, okay, starting with America, okay? If you ever seen the movie Reservoir Dogs, okay, you had those dudes, these Italians, they was robbing banks, and at the end, it turned out one of the dudes that was a part of that clique. Some of you probably seen the movie. I'm just giving you a glimpse. It's an old movie. You seen at the end, they basically found out that one of the dudes that was a part of him was he was basically an agent, okay? He was part of FBI. But the rest of the crew, the other dude, the one dude of the crew, he didn't believe it. So they basically pointed guns at each other, okay? And what happened? They turned on each other, man. Okay? It's the same thing here, man. Okay? Let me see. This is Ecclesiastes. Sirach or Ecclesiastes 20, I believe it's 25, no 12. 12 and 9. It says, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, okay? And an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity, okay? And what's these nations, man? Because these very same nations that you see in warring against each other, okay? These very same nations, they consulted together and they came together, okay, to make a decree to make the name of Israel, as it says in Psalms, okay, 34. Actually, let me get that real quick. Psalms 83, right? I'm just going to read a little bit. This Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silent, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Okay? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Okay? And how do they do that now? You see these G20 summit events, okay? The whole what you call it? UN, okay? All that's them getting together, okay? Taking crafty counsel against who? The children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. On what they could do you. Because if you look in there, who do you mostly see in there? You see all other nations, but who don't you see in there? It's a so-called the tribes, man. Okay? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Okay? For they have consulted together with one consent, right? They are confederate against thee. So they came together, okay, to fulfill this. And for some time, they were successful. But now, let me get that scripture I got just now. This is Sirach 12. I just passed it. And 8, it says, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. And they were prospering, okay, when they did that, when they came together to, basically, okay, destroy our people, okay, spiritually, mentally, and physically, man, okay, especially spiritually. Our people, a majority of them are spiritually destroyed, man, okay. But they was prospering, man, because our downfall is these heathens' prosperity, okay? They get to walk all over us. They get to have their way with our women, okay? Just going on and on, man. And that's when they were prospering. But now that we're waking up, okay? The dry bones, is waking up now. Now that we're waking up and we know what is what and who is who, okay? This word is going out. Now the end has come. And who is the end of? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's world, okay? And now that that's happening, prophecy is coming to pass. Okay, and prophecies that his structure that he set up, that these heathens, okay, consulted together, okay, to be a part of this beast system, okay, now it's coming apart. So now they're departing, man. Never trust the enemy. Oh, that's it. Okay, and prosperity of a man's enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart, and that's what's happening. All these nations that you see that's turning, like I said about the movie Reservoir Dog, okay? They're now turning against each other. Because why? Because their economies are going down, man. China's economy is doing bad. The EU nation is doing bad. You got the whole Brexit situation that's going on. Okay? Then you had the Thomas Cook thing. The Thomas Cook, they went bankrupt and they just shut down for good, man. That screwed that messed 600,000 people up, and 20,000 people are now 22,000, I believe, are now out of a job, okay, or going to be out of a job, man, okay. So they're in adversity, okay. India's in their economy's doing bad. Every one of these heathen nations, mainly, chiefly America, okay, their economies are going down, man, okay. So what are they doing? They're doing whatever they could, basically, okay, to keep themselves afloat. So it's like to hell with each other, man. But especially America, okay? And you know what? We at the end of this thing. Because the EU, okay, which is a part of this system, okay? Those are Edomites over there as well, And this is on top of, you got the talks about the terrorists. That's the second set of terrorists that's supposed to go in 14 days, man. And they're supposed to talk about that. China and the United States supposed to talk about that and on the 10th of this month. Looks like that's not gonna go well. Okay. This let me find it. This is Matthew 12:25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand, man. Okay? And whose kingdom is this? Esau, Edom's kingdom, the so-called white man. Okay? Esau, man. Okay? This is his kingdom, man. And it's divided, man. Okay? All these nations that was in bed with you are divided with you, especially the EU, man, and NATO. Okay? They're divided against you, man. Okay? The Lord said in Isaiah 19:2, for I will set Egyptian against Egyptian, man. Okay? Brother against brother and city against city, man. You know, that's what's happening. These Edomites are going at each other's throats, man. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Okay? And that's why you're seeing the downfall just, going into full-fledged mode. Because they're divided, man. Okay? They can't agree with each other, man. They don't see eye to eye with one another like they did decades ago. They were able to get on board decades ago, but it's not the case now because we're in the time of your downfall, Esau. Okay? And that's what's happening. Okay? Your kingdom is being divided, man. It's already divided. Okay? So now what's coming is the destruction. Okay? This is Daniel 7:23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Okay? And who is that talking about? It's talking about America, man. Okay? And the 10 horns, which the 10 horns is the EU nations. Okay? Out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after him, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall, wait, let me see. Did I pass it? Hold on, Salaka. Did I pass it? Hold on, Salakia. 20th verse. So I must have passed it. Yeah, this is the 20th verse. It says, and of the 10 horns, that's the EU, that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, okay? You had the Spanish War, you had the French, and then you had Great Britain, okay? Those 3 fell. What came out of Great Britain? America. Even all that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. And that's America. America looks at his own allies as they're better, man. Okay? They're better. That these other nations are weaklings, man. Okay? That's why the scriptures call them America the hammer of the earth, man. Because that's how America has been looking at the other nations. That's why America is as proud as it is, okay? And they feel they could do whatever they want, man. And especially when it comes to the EU, you see the EU, they try to make their own decisions, right? And what do you see? America, comes in and say, you do that, then this gonna happen. And the EU automatically buckle up, okay? But America, that's America, man. It's more stout. And now you see them slapping 7.5 billion, I believe, dollars worth of tariffs on the EU, man, showing America how proud America is and how they feel they're better than their allies, man. But guess what? That's what's causing this house to be divided against itself. And you know what? All America is doing is, sealing his own fate, because this was going to take place. This is Obadiah 1 and 7, because this was just happening. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding him, man. That's what we in. These nations, they're just gonna get more and more confederate. They're already more and more confederate, man. So EU ain't gonna have no problem retaliating. And you know what's about to take place? This is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, okay, the EU, okay, and NATO, these shall hate the whore, okay? And who is the whore? America. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, okay? And what they gonna burn her with fire with? The ICBM thermonuclear missiles, man. Okay, that the Lord has these nations set up so they could destroy America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay, destroy this great whore, man. This abomination, man. Okay? For Yahweh had put in their hearts to fulfill his will and agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled, man. So that's what's getting ready to happen, man. Because trade wars lead to real wars, man. Okay? The EU is already, okay, on the brink of collapse, just like all the other economies, all these other governments, okay? So now that they're falling, what's going to happen, man? This is only going to draw them into war, man, okay? And to destroy America, man. To say, you know what? We got to destroy America, man, okay? So that's a lesson. Call Allah, Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua. Shalom to the elect.